Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Pirate's Tale. I kind of started a bit early because I thought I was recording, but then when I clicked it on and off again, it started recording. But either way, the important part is that we will not be staying in this area. Pretty much, this is a montage showcasing this kind of me messing around with like a pirate-themed journey. And what's a better way to start a pirate-themed journey than being in the middle of a tundra? This wasn't really my choice. This kind of what Jen is, and well, let's just say it's been rather difficult starting up our tale. So yeah. So while the host of this channel is Dell, this little guy here does not actually have a name. So I guess if you want, you could go name him. Probably something you get like pirate theme. But for now, I think we're gonna go with Captain and me, Annaki. Alright then, I won't waste your time too much about everything. Since, well, the first part of the recording was rather scuffed, we created a handsome cutlass or thimble, which is based off of a katana or something like that. Basically, the main thing is just like I'm going to limit myself with only items that either fit the pirate scheme or name was actually changed to be more piratey. Like for example, the mod I'm using is I think it was the Billion Legacy mod. Well, basically, part of the mod actively did change some of the names to be more pirate themed. Although there was a few items that weren't changed at all, like the halberd, which is lame, and thus we will not be using it for our playthrough. But pretty much anything else is fair game, like for example the handsome cutlass or thimble. And as we see, we encounter the gallows, which had the funny joke of if I was a more famous pirate, this would I could do a whole funny bit of being forced tyrant and all that. Sadly, I don't think. Well, I don't think I'll really be sent to any of those gallows. Especially since I don't know who would be hanging anyone in the middle of a cold land. We also got one of the fishes from the Fish of Thieves mod. So, that's cool. Again, not made by me, made by someone else, which I'll probably put in the in text form. So yeah. Anyway, we also create a board of iron, which is a boomerang, but board. So we'll put out this color a board that has an iron tip to it, which makes it stronger. If I had a nickel for every time a mod basically designated its stronger boomerangs by a tip in the middle of it, I would have 2 nickels. Two doubloons. We gotta keep the track here. It isn't a much, but it's weird it happened twice. But of course, since there's since the cold isn't really a place for our pirates, we will just go steal from this village here and then make our merry way. Okay, I think the proper terminology is actually go our merry way, but you get the point. We steal some ovens, take some lanterns, since it's unlikely we'll make an iron farm in this playthrough. We're pirates. Why would we make farms? We can steal them, or plunder them for the valuables. I mean, we'll probably make a farm because we'll just go fishing, actually. I don't know why I'm talking about farms. Why go farming when we can go fishing? We can deal with the scurry problem later. But anyway, it's time for us to go through the ice and snow to find warmer waters, and the great open ice fields. Yeah, at least this path, more or less, directs us to the greater ocean, as you will see right about now. But yeah, more I talked about the whole thing of pirates don't do well with ice. Well, this place is a large ice field, so large in fact it reminds me of the ship up to the help, by the way, of the old tale of Captain Cornelia, a dangerous pirate that used to sail the seven seas, that then one day was sunken vanished mysteriously in a valley of ice that that has claimed many a ships before, and some say that the ghosts of those sailors and even Cornelia herself roams those waters, yeah, and the frozen depths beneath, with where giant eels and the like guard the wreckage. It's for all eternity. Either way, as a living pirate, this is a great sign for me to leave. For we don't even have. So I don't even think that's even in this land. After all, this is 1.20, 1.8 is the version that we're in. So we can't even encounter hope we even wanted to. Let's just hope no other ghosts feel like showing up to say surprise. But it's unlikely to happen. Either way, this ice field goes for a long time. And yeah, I hope you're not having any trouble seeing. My device is pretty bright on my end, so I can't really tell. I guess get inform me if it is or not, and like what I can do to help make it better. Because I don't know off the top of my head. Either way, after leaving the frozen field, we now go sail the open waters for a very long time. But of course, we do stumble upon this boat, where we plunder it for our values. It appears to be a random I was gonna call him a fisherman, but no, his actual title is a Whippleman, or Kippleman. No, it was Kippleman. It was a Kippleman. A Whippleman is a completely different thing. But yeah, so after robbing it from a Kippleman, uh, do keep in mind that he had those strange turtle cackle fruits. They'll come up later. We can go sailing the seas and find a Wolf's Island that we just leave because what's the point of going on an island like that? And we sail for even longer. So long that we indeed did find warmer waters, which is great for us. And we found this small collection of of Savannah Islands, but you can tell that they're all connected because for some reason this is like a river, not ocean, compared to the lukewarm ocean of everywhere else. I don't get it either, but I guess this is how terrain works. Either way, I thought about setting up camp here, but I decided against it, and I say it was for the battle. I don't think having a case about would it really be all that interesting. Although I did find this structure, I even found some scurvy cures and some hardtack, and a treasure map to boot, as well as greaves of steel that appear to be decorated with Blackbeard's alloy. Now, I don't know about you, but to me that sounds like whoever owned that place must have been very rich when they were around. Don't really know what happened to the guy though. If I had to guess from this, they shipwrecked here and stored all their and took their valuables. They might still be on the island, so let's leave before they notice us. I did steal their greaves, and by the way, if you ought to know, Blackbeard's alloy is not the type of thing you find around these parts. I hear it's a thing you find in the place. There's a sea of flames that that courses through the entire bottom of its wall. A land made of the souls of the of strange piglin sailors, Rome or whatever. I don't actually know what they're called, but yeah. So it's unlikely we'll ever encounter a sea of flames for ourselves. At least right away. Nothing says we won't be exploring that place soon enough, since, a pirate's love of rental will never truly end. But we also found some coconuts, which is pretty cool. And you can tell that this is mod because you don't go with the plank oak style that everything else is. It's just called a coconut plank and a coconut log instead of lago coconut. Now that would have been in peak. But because we can't really if the mod developers or whatever don't feel like doing that, there's no point in doing that. We also encountered some glowing beetles, buses here, because they're neat. Anyway, with that, we make to our final stop, mainland, for if we left the Novon. By the world itself is called Fairweather Isles. So if you're on Northern Fairweather Isles, then it appears we finally arrived to Southern Fairweather Isles, where the land is warm and the treasure is bountiful. Heck, we even found someone who tried to create a power armor with leather and redstone. I don't think it works, but I'm keeping it anyway. It works nicely with everything else I have. But yeah. And now with that, we can go figure out some things. Sadly, I don't think you can grow any more coconut trees from the leaves or anything, so that sucks. There's not much we can do about that. But we can start up, be setting up our boat, since this seems like a great place to do so. And with that, of course, I do show off some things like how we can make some of the old world, some of the tech that we pirates use. For example, if you can get 2 sticks, 2 string, and here's how you make a pointy, a stab of pebbles. But if you took 2 strings, not 1, like I was being a doofus with, not called string, it's called a rope. If you take your 2 ropes and you can get a cannonball of rope. So now with this, we have a new weapon to replace our flimsy handsome cutlass. Because, it's handsome and all, but it lacks knockback and it's very much weak, and we can mine those, but we can't really do anything else of note with coconut trees besides just have them around. I think the top part's what grows them from, I can see from the hole in the middle, but that's just stunning for a layout there, I guess. Either way, now that we have all that set up, let's go explore the Muddy Seal Mangrove. Yes, that's actually what it's called. Even biomes can be changed depending on who's talking about it, after all. And clearly I'm talking about, so it's a Muddy Seal Mangrove, and not this mangrove swamp some of you land rebels call it. What other forests are still called forests, and the oceans are still called the ocean, and lukewarm ocean and deep ocean and like icy ocean. So I guess you have some things about that. I think you took sold from us, so so there you have it. As always, as I was cutting down some mangrove trees to make our boat, we encountered something peculiar. An ancient ruins of a bygone era. Now you see, I don't necessarily know what the glowing bits are for, but they seem more damaged than the rest of it, if you ask me. And of course, we encountered the Nezalak. With it's just the Nezal. It's like they don't. Well, not that we don't have that many creative ways of calling things. So we can call the flame starters cannonballs, which I didn't show off there, and we got golden pagla that's bejeweled. That's completely bejeweled, so we can do that just fine. The nozzle is just the nozzle. So anyway, back to farming. So while we're turning from our successful voyage, getting all that Lago mangrove, I got some tassels of a bunch of bag bones and undead sailors, and well, yeah, that was a close one. But don't worry, I survived. So now then, here shall be where we build our boat. So first, let me go place down these blocks so we can actually build things. It will be some odds a bit, or a lot of anything, but don't worry, we can clear out the water later once we actually get like rubble or whatever. Probably like actual like more planks of wood. But of course, with all that said and done, it's about time that we try to do a time lapse. I used the replay mod for this, so I hope you enjoyed. See you in a bit. And as you see, I ran out of materials again. This time, my hatchet of steel is nearly broken, so we'll have to go and make a new one. But yeah, of course, Colin is kind of like placing down like the hull first. So yeah, and once that's done, it'll pretty much be the end of the video, more or less. But first, I gotta show you my trick forward throwing skills. Take that, you stupid people! And yet, I don't get any black paddle from that. I'm kind of annoyed that a lot of my dialogue from early on kind of got wrecked. But I mean, I restarted quite many times as I probably informed you to do it again. Oh, hey, we finally got Flintlock, and not too shabby one, is that? Now, if those bag of bones try to do anything else, I can fire back at them twofold. Let's get back to each open. So, yeah. By the way, it's like, yes. What's your opinion about the series? Do you like it? Do you hate it? This will probably only go on for the remaining time of October. It'll probably be every other day. It'll be every other day, not counting weekdays. Because, you know, like your favorite cartoon, so we have a schedule that I want to keep. Although, I guess, do kids nowadays even watch watch shows like that anymore? Like, gas. This is what it is. Like, I was kind of at the time when things were being phased out. That's like, do children of this day still have the let's go watch the Saturday morning cartoons? Then again, I don't think that was really the case. The Saturday morning cartoon thing didn't really exist during my time either, unless it was at the middle of the night. But I mean, the night was when you get the more the old tsunami blocks and all that. So that's just kind of how it goes. And that should about cover the log expunks for the remainder. Again, top part will be made out of mangrove planks, so we're fine for now. But of course, we probably should find some forest back. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, it's still called forest. A forest is still called forest. Honestly, I don't know why we call certain things different things while still keeping to the name scheme of other things. At least the cannonball of rope is a brand signature. But yep. Anyway, with our hatchets, of us cutting down some things with the hatchet, we got to finish this. Boop, 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 up. And now that we can finally finish off the framework. It's been a long time coming. Of course, I might trim some things down and stuff. Oh yeah, there was a special guest, by the way. This guy. He sells some things. Goblin tunes, special item, re-engineered by goblins with enhanced things. He just kind of showed up when I was building. So, yeah, he sells bubbles. You can make bubble into pointy sticks. Turn some total crackle fruits into lava jumps. Come to I think that farmer had some. Something to keep in mind. I mean, dang it, we also do live next to two turtles. Okay then. So with that, let's make our final adjustments. I mean, it's not like there's any other guests showing up anytime soon besides the goblin. So with that, thank you all so much for watching Pirate Tale, and I hope to see you around. Bye bye!